They were like bullets. They literally like Manny Pacquiao when he would throw and like when he would snap like bullets was flying past my head when he would punch at me.
Showtime Sean Porter here with Mario Barrios. He got Manny Pacquiao, big dog. There's people that think you're gonna lose to this 46-year-old man. What are we missing?
I think a lot of people underestimate my boxing ability sometimes, and it's overlooked. Yeah, just my job, go in there, neutralize anything he tries to do, and then just dominate and make sure I walk out, still holding that title.
There are moments in sports when time bends, when reality tilts, and a legend walks back through the smoke, gloves laced, head bowed, heart roaring. On July 19th, 2025, at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas, that moment arrives. The boxing world will witness the return of a man who defies biology, bends narrative, and carries not just fists, but purpose. Manny Pacquiao, 8-division world champion, 46 years old, out of retirement, coming not for cash, not for clout, but for glory. And not just any glory, he's coming to fight for the WBC welterweight world championship against Mario Barrios, a man in his prime. But Pacquiao, he isn't just a man, he's become a symbol, a metaphor in motion, a machine with memory. And if there were ever a way to describe him in one word, one weapon, one legacy, he is the AK-47 of boxing. The AK-47 is not refined, it is not elegant, it does not sparkle in the light like a sniper's scope. No, it was built for utility, durability, and one singular mission impact. So was Manny Pacquiao. Where others were sculpted in Olympic gyms with six-figure trainers, Manny was forged in hunger, forged in dust, forged in fire. The early years weren't kind, they were hard. He wasn't bred for boxing, he bled into boxing. Street fights, hunger pangs, borrowed gloves. Every punch he threw back then wasn't technique, it was survival. And now, decades later, that fire's never dimmed. Like the AK-47 that still fires through sandstorms, winters, jungles, and blood, Pacquiao still ticks, still functions, still hits, still hurts. People said it was over in 2021. He'd done everything, 8 weight classes, legends defeated, titles piled like trophies in a king's court. He could have stayed in retirement wearing suits, smiling on podiums, passing the torch. But legends like Pacquiao don't just burn bright, they burn long. That fire doesn't flicker out, it waits. Now it's roaring. At 46, he doesn't walk like a retired man. He walks like a man chasing destiny. If he wins, he won't just be a welterweight world champion, he will become the oldest world champion in the history of boxing, surpassing even Bernard Hopkins. Let that sink in for a moment. Not an exhibition, not a nostalgia act, not a TikTok-friendly spar, a real fight for a real belt against a real world champion. This isn't for money, this is for the fire. He's not broke, he's burning. This is what happens when the sport is more than a job, when it's a religion, a calling, a way of breathing. For Manny, boxing isn't what he does, it's who he is. And when something is a part of you, you don't let it go just because a calendar page turns. He's coming back to show the world what's possible when the heart refuses to quit. People don't just watch Pacquiao, they believe in him. In a world where hype usually outweighs honor, Manny remains different. He represents hope, discipline, faith, and ferocity. He's the only fighter alive who carries a flag, a story, and a dream in every punch. The Philippines doesn't just cheer him, they breathe with him. And come fight night, the entire country will be one heartbeat, pulsing in time with the rhythm of his footwork. He's not fighting to prove anything, he's fighting to remind us. Every time Pacquiao steps into a ring, he reminds us that age is a number, not a limitation, that passion doesn't retire, that you can be humble and still be a monster inside the ropes, that you can fall 10 times and rise 11. This isn't about the critics or the doubters. It's not about proving them wrong. It's about showing the dreamers they're right. Mario Barrios, a good champion. But this is different. Barrios is no joke. He's fast, he's tall, he's got youth and rhythm. He's a world champion for a reason. But Manny's not just another opponent. He's weather, he's wind and fire. He's chaos and calm all at once. Where most boxers punch in rhythm, Manny punches in storm patterns. He breaks timing, he breaks space. And even if you block 3, the 4th finds your rib, the 5th lands flush on the chin. He's been in with killers, and the difference isn't power, it's purpose. Mario El Azteca Barrios didn't lace up gloves just to play a supporting role in someone else's fairy tale. He didn't come this far, from the streets of San Antonio to the bright lights of Las Vegas, to be remembered as the other guy in someone else's epic comeback. He is the WBC welterweight world champion, 30 years old, in his prime. A physical specimen, fast, fluid, deceptively powerful, with arms long as shadows and legs built to carry him deep into the fire. And come July 19th, 2025, fire is exactly what he'll walk through. Across the ring will stand a storm of history and fury. Manny Pacquiao, the 8-division champion, the living legend, the fighter Mario grew up watching with wide eyes, sitting cross-legged on the carpet while his uncles hollered and the TV flashed images of a whirlwind from the Philippines tearing through legends twice his size. Back then, Barrios wasn't dreaming of fame or belts. He was dreaming of being like him. But this isn't a dream anymore. This is war. From watching to warring. There's something poetic, almost mythical, about this moment. A kid who once stared at a television screen watching his idol fight under the bright lights now steps through the ropes to meet him under those very same lights. But this isn't about sentiment, this isn't about nostalgia. Mario Barrios may respect Pacquiao's legacy, but he's not here to polish it. He's here to test it, to challenge it, to end it. Because Mario Barrios didn't become world champion by luck. He became world champion because he refused to be average. Barrios' journey is carved with discipline. Born and raised in Texas, he didn't come up with a silver spoon or a boxing dynasty behind him. What he had was hunger, not the kind that fades when you get your first paycheck, the kind that burns deeper the closer you get to the top. He's a student of the game, a warrior with deep roots. His nickname, El Azteca, isn't for decoration. It represents a spirit that honors tradition while forging its own path in blood and sweat.